They found the messages 3 years after she disappeared, hundreds of them, all from her own phone. But Sarah Mitchell had been declared dead. Her phone was at the bottom of Lake Superior, and the messages kept coming. This is the story of a digital ghost that refused to stay silent, and the family that had to choose between grief and hope. Sarah Mitchell was 24 when she vanished. A graduate student at Northwestern, studying digital forensics ironically. On March 15, 2023, she went for her usual morning run. She never came home. Her phone pinged one last time near the lakefront, then nothing. The investigation moved fast at first. Chicago PD found her car abandoned at Promontory Point. Her backpack was inside, wallet, keys, everything, except her phone. Divers searched for weeks. The lake was freezing. Visibility was near zero. They found her phone on day 17, 40 feet down. Water damage made it useless. But the last GPS coordinates told a grim story. Sarah had been standing at the water's edge. Then her phone went in. Then silence. The official conclusion came 6 months later. Presumed dead. Likely suicide. Her family refused to believe it. Sarah had no history of depression. She'd just been accepted to a PhD program at MIT. She'd talked to her mom the night before. They'd made plans for Easter. But without evidence of foul play, the case went cold. Her parents held a memorial service that September. 200 people came. Friends shared stories. Professors praised her brilliance. Her little brother couldn't speak. He just stood there, holding her photo. The family tried to move forward. They started a scholarship in her name. Her mom went to therapy. Her dad threw himself into work. Her brother Tyler was 17 then. He stopped talking about her, stopped looking at pictures. It hurt too much, until December 9th, 2025. Tyler's phone buzzed during dinner. A text from an unknown number. "I know what happened to Sarah Mitchell." His blood ran cold. He showed his parents. His mom started crying immediately. His dad called the police. The number was a burner, untraceable. But the messages didn't stop. Over the next week, Tyler received 47 texts. Each one contained details, things only Sarah would know. The nickname she called Tyler when they were kids. The song she hummed while studying. The exact words she'd said the last time they fought. "You'll understand when you're older, Ty." But whoever was texting had made a mistake. They'd sent a photo, just one. It was blurry, taken at night, a street corner, a green awning, a woman in the background. The metadata had been stripped, but Tyler recognized that awning. It was from Stella's Diner, a 24-hour place in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Sarah used to stop there on her way to visit their grandmother. She'd order the same thing every time: blueberry pancakes and black coffee. Tyler drove to Kenosha the next morning. He didn't tell his parents, he just went. The diner looked exactly like the photo. He showed the picture to the night manager, an older woman named Diane. She studied it for a long time. "When was this taken?" she asked. "I don't know," Tyler said. "Maybe recently?" Diane pointed to a poster in the background. "That was up last month," she said, "for the Christmas fundraiser." Tyler's heart started pounding. "Have you seen this woman?" he asked. He showed her Sarah's picture. Diane's face changed. "Yeah," she said quietly. "She comes in sometimes, late at night, always alone. Pays in cash." Tyler could barely breathe. "When did you last see her?" Diane checked her shift log. 3 nights ago." The police were skeptical at first. Mistaken identity, they said, happens all the time, but they agreed to review the diner's security footage, and there she was, Sarah Mitchell, alive, walking in at 2:17 a.m., ordering blueberry pancakes, sitting in the corner booth. She looked different, shorter hair, thinner, but it was her. The lead detective, Maria Santos, couldn't believe it. "This doesn't make sense," she said. "We found her phone in the lake. We had a whole investigation." Tyler didn't care about the how. He just wanted to find her. The police set up surveillance every night for a week, waiting. On the 8th night, she came back. Same time, same order, same booth. Detective Santos approached her carefully. "Sarah Mitchell?" The woman looked up. Her face went pale. "You need to come with us," Santos said. Sarah didn't resist. She just nodded, like she'd been expecting this. At the station, she sat in silence for 20 minutes. Then she finally spoke. "I'm not who you think I am." Her voice was different, flatter, emotionless. "What does that mean?" Santos asked. "My name is Emma Reeves," she said. "I've never heard of Sarah Mitchell." But the fingerprints didn't lie. Neither did the DNA. She was Sarah Mitchell. Legally, biologically, she just didn't remember. Over the next few hours, a horrifying story emerged. Sarah had no memory of her life before March 15, 2023, the day she disappeared. She woke up in a hospital in Gary, Indiana. No ID, no phone, no idea who she was. A nurse found her wandering near the highway, confused, disoriented, bleeding from a head wound. They ran her fingerprints. Nothing came up. She wasn't in the system. The hospital kept her for 72 hours, then released her with a social worker's card. She'd been living as Emma Reeves ever since, working cash jobs, staying in motels, trying to piece together a life. She had flashes sometimes, brief images, a lake, a voice, running, but nothing concrete, nothing that made sense. The neurologist's report was devastating. Severe retrograde amnesia, caused by blunt force trauma. Someone had hit her hard enough to erase her entire identity. The police reopened the investigation as an attempted murder. But Sarah couldn't help. She didn't remember who hurt her. She didn't remember running that morning. She didn't remember her family. When they brought Tyler to see her, she stared at him like a stranger. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I don't know you." Tyler broke down. His parents were numb. They grieved their daughter, buried her memory, moved on, and now she was back. But she wasn't really back. The person they loved was gone, replaced by someone who looked like her, sounded like her, but had none of her memories, none of her warmth. The texts, they discovered, were from Sarah herself, or Emma, or whoever she was now. She'd been having dreams, fragments of memories. She didn't understand them. But she'd started Googling the names, the places, and she found news articles about Sarah Mitchell, missing, presumed dead. She saw the photos, recognized her own face. It terrified her. But something inside her needed to know the truth, so she started reaching out, hoping someone would connect the dots. The investigation into who attacked her hit wall after wall. No witnesses, no suspects. The crime scene was 3 years old. Any evidence was long gone. Sarah moved back home with her family, but it was awkward, painful. She slept in her old room, surrounded by photos of a life she couldn't remember. Her mom would cry when she thought Sarah wasn't listening. Her dad barely spoke. Tyler tried to help her remember. He'd tell stories from their childhood, show her videos, play her favorite songs. Sometimes she'd smile, say it felt familiar. But the memories never came. Months passed. Sarah started seeing a therapist, trying to build a new identity, one that honored who she was. Even if she couldn't remember, she returned to school, not Northwestern, a smaller college nearby. She studied psychology, wanted to understand what happened to her brain, maybe help others. One night, almost a year after they found her, Tyler asked the question, "Do you want to remember?" Sarah thought for a long time. "I don't know," she finally said. "Part of me does, but part of me is scared. What if I remember and it's worse than not knowing?" Tyler understood. The person who hurt her was still out there, walking free, maybe watching, maybe waiting. The case remains open. Detective Santos still follows leads, still hopes for a break. But as time passes, the chances grow slimmer. Sarah's family has learned to live with uncertainty. They celebrate the fact that she's alive, even if she's different. Even if the Sarah they knew is gone. Tyler says it's like having a twin sister he never met. She looks the same. Maybe survival is enough. Sarah's story raises questions we'd rather not think about. How much of us is memory? If we lose our past, are we still ourselves? And what happens when the people who love us can't let go of who we used to be? There are no easy answers, just a family trying to find normal in impossible circumstances. Last month, Sarah started a blog, writing about life after amnesia. The posts are raw, honest, heartbreaking. But they've connected with thousands of people, others who've lost themselves and had to rebuild, families navigating similar pain. Her most recent post was titled, "The Messages I Sent Myself." In it, she wrote about those texts to Tyler, how scared she was, how desperate, how she'd been reaching out to a family she didn't remember, but somehow knew she needed. "I don't remember loving you," she wrote, "but I'm learning to love you now," and maybe that's its own kind of miracle. The police still get tips occasionally. Someone saw something that night. Someone heard something, but nothing has panned out. Whoever hurt Sarah covered their tracks well. For now, the focus is on healing, on building a future, on accepting that some questions may never be answered. Sarah's mom keeps a journal now, writing down memories for her daughter, stories from before, hoping that someday, somehow, it might spark something. Her dad installed new locks on all the doors, security cameras, motion sensors. He won't say it out loud, but everyone knows he's terrified someone will come back, finish what they started. Tyler graduated high school, got into college, but he stayed local. He couldn't leave her. Not again. Sarah's 28th birthday is next month, her first one since coming home. They're planning a small party, just family. She requested blueberry pancakes because even though she doesn't remember why, they feel like home. Her therapist says that's progress, muscle memory, the body remembering what the mind cannot. Small victories. There are hard days still. Days when Sarah wakes up crying, not knowing why. Days when she looks at her family and feels nothing but guilt. Guilt for not remembering. Guilt for not being who they want her to be. But there are good days too. Days when she laughs at one of Tyler's jokes. Days when she helps her mom cook dinner. Days when she feels almost normal. The blog has grown. Over 50,000 followers now. People share their stories in the comments. Trauma survivors, amnesia patients, families torn apart by violence. Sarah reads every single comment, responds to as many as she can. It gives her purpose, a reason to keep going. Last week she got a message from a neurologist in Sweden. He specializes in trauma-induced amnesia. He thinks he might be able to help. There's a new therapy, still experimental, but it's shown promise. Sarah is considering it, but she's scared too. What if she remembers and wishes she hadn't? What if the truth is worse than the mystery? Her family is leaving it up to her. They've learned not to push, to let her find her own way. Tyler told her something last night. Whether you remember or not, he said, you're still my sister, and I'm not going anywhere. Sarah cried, and for the first time since coming home, she believed him. This story doesn't have a neat ending, because real life rarely does. Sarah is still searching, still healing, still hoping. The person who hurt her is still out there. Justice is still waiting. But Sarah Mitchell is alive, and that has to count for something. If this story moved you, if it made you think, hit that subscribe button. Because some mysteries matter more than the answers we seek.